Hi, this is Sandra Daroy, aka Miss Sepsis, aka Miss Sunshine, the most shadow banned sunshine possibly in the whole wide planet. Now trying to use alternative means to produce longer and important content. I just simply don't have the time to press such lengths of content all the time. I have other tasks in hand currently that have been more important and that consume most of my energy. Using this method might make it easier for me in the future. If you like this, then visit my Rumble for this currently quite censored topic and more. Last year, October 14th, before the 27th of October events in Gaza, I made a negative announcement. As well, the other predictions from Marcus Ansberg video, you can see this announcement on my channel. What do I do and who am I? I view and channel up-and-coming occult events and suggest real solutions and contribute to the flow of things. That is who I am. Before we begin, I'd like to ask my Estonian listeners for their help and sign the very important petition below. Please do that. Do not ignore the horrific suffering going on currently in Estonia's winter. Thank you. Let's begin with this video about the ICC decision. For the first time in history, there is a true sign of an authentic and positive sun age appearing on the horizon. What took place in Gaza so far since 2023 October? 44,000 deaths so far, and half of them children, many of them under the age of 6. All thanks to the MAGA, Make America Great Again, infamous Orange Man and American Jerry's doing to organize the Israel annexation deal back in 2019. Drones flying around and blowing up heavily crowded places. Then these same drones coming back to pick up the bodies of the killed children and then fly them to undisclosed areas. Or children lined up and panicking adults forced to pick a random child by Israeli militants and forcing these people to jump on a bus that will take all of them to a designated location where they would be starved to death essentially due to the denial of aid. Sounds like a movie. No. This is real life, people. There are other more serious, more spiritual, and soul-related issues behind Gaza's situation, as well as that is what I look at and deal with. And yes, there were also cats and dogs eating non-humans there since 2023, but such non-humans are everywhere, to be fair. Just go to a Project Ham Cheese Sandwich Camelot Kundalini conference at High Elms, Watford, and you will probably be sat next to one of them with heavy meat sweats. Regardless, this was not the way to regulate non-human and real human lives breeding away in that particular region, who worship and activate the black cube portals in that territory, especially if to consider supreme karma laws. Black cube worshippers, exactly like the Catholic Church obelisk movement, are all considered sacrificial material. I don't understand, when will people get this through their heads? But Gaza and Iran events thus far. Black cube worshippers are not. Let's get fucking real now, people. By the way, similar events and figures happened in the orchestrated Libya event 2023 end of summer. 30,000 plus people just vanished. Most of them still missing. But no one seems to want to talk about that. Not even Arabs. Which confirms some of my statements thus far over the years. If to compare Gaza to Estonia, then there are serious similarities. Estonia faces its own issues, unfortunately. Nature's children are being chased out of their homes in the forestry. due to the currently absolutely disgusting uranium and phosphorite drills that you wouldn't believe taking place currently. Total chaos, and nature's children being gobbed down by black cube, stone, Estonia land residents, completely oblivious to the stone land Estonia national karma. And Estonia facing its coming tsunami of karma in an entirely different way. Ukraine war will be canceled for the time being, whilst the entire nation deteriorates from the special food. And by an up-and-coming tall, blonde, blue-eyed German Jerry hero. A lot of those types in Estonia, by the way. But other wars, such as using Gaza as Iran's bait, will be deemed as necessary. However, coming back to the video's main topic, the ICC's unprecedented decision to arrest one of their own. What is going on here? What is happening currently is the aftermath of the following date events that happened on the April 8th, 2024 and the 15th of July, 2024, with a not-so-frequent Uranus conjunction dominating the skies. This time, Uranus was used in the best possible way during the currently happening exchange period. And the laws implemented in UK right after the Uranus ritual a couple of days later clearly demonstrated that on the 17th of July 2024, laws which were related to animal welfare and a revolutionary big step forward in the food industry in UK. And then an event on the 22nd of October 2024. And as well now a very sad battle that took place on the November 11th, 2024. And the sacrifices made on these particular dates. It's been nonstop. It's just been one death after another. Many have died to lay the current platform of positive potentials and changes to come in the future. Additionally, all of these depressing events during all of these dates have further amplified the dominant effects of Pluto making a full circle for Mummy's coming 18th birthday on the 9th of September 2025. That will be her sweet 18th birthday party and completion of this Christ calendar, which I will break down in my full lecture. The Adulthood 999 event is approaching. Will humanity decide to grow up? I'd really recommend to keep a diary during these end times to observe the after effects of given dates and see what did you notice in your personal life. Interestingly enough, I have been calling it intuitively the end times since 2018 start, which was the year the domino effect started. And I personally fully acknowledge and reported the soulless humans actively and non-stop. And when having recorded an important series with Valery Uvarov, do check his website out in the link below. If you want to know more about the just stated occult dates and events, check out my YouTube and Rumble channel, Miss Sepsis, and my coverage of the MAGA sacrifice event, which is actually only a positive thing. The dying of the flesh-worshipping world. For the first time during the official and registered end times, these truly are the real signs of an authentic, positive Sun Age path potentially opening up. And this could mean the end of all self-serving souls having lived for themselves, who never really sacrificed themselves or cared about anyone else but their own family, circle, and yard, and never cared about nature's children or human children. But these signs of potential are currently fluctuating back and forth, which I coin as the weight scale tipping times, happening all the way until the 9th of September 2025 deadline. See my hours-long lectures on this on the Basis Project channel. A true battle of the scale between good and evil intentions and dipping upwards and downwards. The future is totally open. Nobody can predict what will prevail. All we can do is hope this is a collective matter, and if it all goes down, we all go down, unfortunately. None of the real souls part of the 30% will be spared. And due to the very deep and very, very misinterpreted ancient text science called the Law of One, that I will unfold in my full-length lecture and 5 to 9 Occult World book, because the ultimate philosophy and law and order prevails in the highest courtrooms. And that is the original law of karma, not the synthetic artificial law of karma, which exists as well, which again I will break down in my full lecture. ICC's decision, whose members are also the 27, 2 plus 7 equals 9, EU nation members, excluding Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, and whom all collectively honored and acknowledged the recent collective decision to arrest President Biden's, Hillary's, Kissinger's, Trump's, Elon Musk's, Zionist member friend Benji Buddy, is actually happening and actually true. This decision took place on the 21st of November, 2024, representing the God symbol. ICC in actuality represents the walk-in archonic rules and regulations agenda and is actually not most benevolent justice body. But there has been a strange turn of events, and this is called the exchange period that I have talked about since 2023. ICC is based on the original good members principles that don't exist anymore. Original member principles that you can, for example, in the movie Gladiator, as the king wearing the white mask and gloves, hiding a deadly biological weapon disease that he has been affected with, punishing a traitor human servant and asking him to kiss his bare affected hand. These are the real hidden original ICC institution permitters. They are not board members, but hidden from the general public, a shadow group in the blue blood human servants, high-ranking as the black and white pope directly serving the overlord, walk-ins, desires. You will never hear of these high-ranking human servants, ever. Same human servants who are the original human blue bloods and who have given the permission to formulate the ICC organization and put in place basic human servant bodies to represent the walk-anus decisions in the back scenes and pinpoint and sacrifice when necessary, whether it be a selected, targeted, innocent person group, as it used to happen often in the past, or one of their own human servants, all to be sacrificed to the walk-in gods when needed. I explained this in Marcus Ansberg's predictions and MAGA sacrifice presentation. It will be a frequent theme coming up as the date approaches. The walk-ins are aware of the exchange period and the coined dates. ICC's decision-making body is made up of the 27, 18, and 9 voting country member and judge parties, the 999. By the way, watch my Estonian documentary film to be translated into English about Estonian top Freemasons and the missing Estonian children, Kesson Selver, to explain the 9 sacrifice further. The Rome Statute, aka the Vatican Walk-in Archon Law, is the founding treaty of the International Criminal Court, ICC, adopted on July 17, 1998 in Rome, Italy. It establishes the court's structure, jurisdiction, and functioning, and outlines the principles for prosecuting individuals accused of the most serious international crimes, including 1. Genocide acts committed with the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. 2. Crimes against humanity, widespread or systematic attacks directed against civilians such as murder, enslavement, torture, and rape. 3. War crimes, grave breaches of the Geneva Conventions, including targeting civilians or prisoners of war. 4. The crime of aggression, the planning, preparation, or execution of acts of aggression that violate international law. The Rome Statute also sets forth the ICC's jurisdiction, limited to crimes committed after its entry into force on July 1, 2002, and only in countries that are party to the statute unless referred by the UN Security Council. It currently has 123 state parties committed to supporting the ICC's mission. But if to lean deeper into the interpretation of events that took place in the last week, what happened now was an unprecedented decision that took place and has never happened in the modern history of humankind, ever. And this is being taken very seriously currently. This is not a drill. Number 10 Archon Downing Street is not bluffing. And this is the result of Pluto's final influence making a full circle, and an event that took place between 22/10 to November 11th, 2024 onwards, after multiple series of events, a battle between Thor and evil. A collective universal effort took place to remove prominent evil, such as useless eaters, from this earth, and the one and only Dracula walk-ins, representing the AI overlords' rule on the physical plane in physical bodies. What is happening currently through the ICC decision is the unplanned sacrificial ceremony to the Archon gods that is approved by the very old walk-ins running the Roman statue. But who is the Roman statue under the ICC? It is the decision-making body of the International Criminal Court, ICC, is the Assembly of States Parties, also referred to in short ASP. Following key points about the Assembly of States Parties are: 1. Composition. The ASP, meaning the Assembly of States Parties, is composed of representatives from the countries that are parties to the Rome Statute, the founding treaty of the ICC. Each member state has one vote. 2. Functions. It provides management oversight to the ICC. It adopts the court's budget. It elects judges, the prosecutor, and deputy prosecutor. It considers amendments to the Rome Statute and other governance matters. 3. Annual meetings. The ASP typically meets once a year in a plenary session. Extraordinary sessions can be called if needed. In addition to the ASP, specific decisions about investigations and cases within the ICC are made by the court's judicial organs, including the pretrial chamber, trial chamber, and appeals chamber. Estonia is represented in matters related to the International Criminal Court, ICC, through its governmental entities and nominated experts. Estonia actively supports the ICC politically, financially, and with expertise. Estonia is an active participant in the International Criminal Court, ICC, but does not currently have a judge serving on the ICC bench. The country has supported the ICC Trust Fund for victims and advocates for broader ratification of the Rome Statute, including amendments on crimes like aggression. Estonia previously nominated Andres Parmas as a judicial candidate for the ICC, though he was not elected. Additionally, Estonia is represented in other ICC-related bodies. For example, Maria Teter was appointed as a delegate to the ICC Commission on Arbitration and ADR for the 2024 to 2027 term, contributing to global arbitration and alternative dispute resolution initiatives. For more details on Estonia's ICC roles, you can consult its Ministry of Foreign Affairs or related ICC updates. It's important to note that Estonia is a prime nation as a European meeting point for the walk-in overlords, taking place at the non-accessible east corner of Pusa Caves. See my video on my channel about these caves. Very, very, very serious place, and in the top 5 places around the world as a meeting point for the ancient walk-ins, as it is the closest point to Russia and fluctuating ley lines happening currently on the planet. A side note here, it is close to my childhood borough, where I grew up from 6 years onwards after the Gulf War. A strange place where time in close proximity around the caves moves entirely differently and is at a standstill currently every single day, as it is at Kalish Mountains. Time works differently there. Do you understand me? Unfortunately, Estonia is a dominant location and country during end times, and with the highest rate of animal, i.e. children, slaughterhouses in Europe currently to sacrifice nonstop to the discussed overlords. Unfortunately, many Estonians have shown little interest towards the true real reasons of problems and moral, and I predicted in Marcus Ansberg video that due to the same reason, many people will deteriorate at a very rapid rate in next coming 5 years. And the current people between the ages of 45, 60 plus years will all be a very vivid memory in the coming 10 and 15 years. A complete elimination of the old world. I have also explained in my Estonian video how this happens exactly from a biochemistry perspective. The video is called Overall, there has been a small population figure in this particular region for a very crucial and organized reason that the local people don't seem to want to understand. There is a pre-mediated reason behind all that happens there to the sleeping people, whom are very easy to program and push around throughout centuries. All very unfortunate and sad indeed. But back to the discussion in regards to ICC. Given the ICC currently has 18 judges serving 9-year terms elected to ensure regional and gender balance, as well as diverse legal expertise. In March 2024, 6 new judges were sworn in, including 1, Kibong Pak, Republic of Korea, Asia Pacific region, List A, criminal law expertise. 2, Nicolas Guy Yu, France, Western Europe, List A. 3, Yulia Motok, Romania, Eastern Europe, List B, international law expertise. 4, Beji Holler, Slovenia, Eastern Europe, List A. 5, Heikel Ben Mahfoud, Tunisia, Africa, List B6. Erdenebel Surin Damdin, Mongolia, Asia Pacific, List A. The court's leadership for 2024-2027 includes Tomoko Akane, Japan, as president, Rosario Salvatore Aitala, Italy, as first vice president, Raina Alapini Gansu, Benin, as second vice president. The ICC also includes other continuing judges from various regions and legal traditions. You can find further details on their roles and contributions on the ICC's official site. The most recent decision of the International Criminal Court, ICC, took place on November 21st, 2024. The ICC issued arrest warrants against several prominent figures: Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Mohammed Deif, the leader of Hamas's military wing. These warrants were linked to allegations of war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip and Israel. The charges included the starvation of civilians, targeting civilian populations, and other severe crimes dating back to October 2023. This decision highlights the ICC's continued effort to address grave violations of international law, despite challenges to its jurisdiction and political controversies surrounding its investigations. If Arab nations will not see the Saud family as the host to the anti-life blue blood walk-ins and their black tetrahedron cube, to whom millions of animals, that is children, are sacrificed per day on a yearly basis. And if these same Arabs will not turn their back to the black cube and such living ways before it is too late, then in the coming decade there will be nothing left of any of the real Arab people and the real opportunities to cease the moment of the ICC will be let to total waste. The outcome then will be that the only survivors will be the mindless, obese, hybrid Humpty Dumptys and the current byproducts. Living and working in these regions currently, who are the equivalent force as the ongoing wars, to let the original moral spirit and identity of these nations to, die completely and permanently out, who have already for several decades completely wiped out the original moral soul and swapped it for a Coca-Cola Humpty Dumpty entity and completely eliminated the old, pure, and original non-brainwashed ancestral belief system and science. That originally stemmed from the mysteries of the local people, seas, deserts, rivers, sacred fruits, animals, and